Hello, it's Willie from the Ozarks, and we're ready for our July 9th lesson in A Course in Miracles workbook for students, which is lesson 190. I choose the joy of God instead of pain. I choose the joy of God instead of pain. Wow, so let's start doing that more often, huh? Let's go look at a little quick review from yesterday. Lesson 189, I feel the love of God within me now. And I just can't tell you how important it is that you feel. I want to emphasize that word, to feel the love of God within you now. Because from that inner feeling is how the whole world gets pictured. Everything that comes into your life is a result of that inner vision that is connected not so much with the thoughts you think as much as the feelings that you feel, because they all work together. I'm not saying that your thoughts aren't important by any means, but if you can get in touch with those feelings of love for God, the thoughts will work themselves out. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But let's just look at this. I feel the love of God within me now. It starts off in that first paragraph by saying, to feel the love of God within you is to see the world anew, shining in innocence, alive with hope, and blessed with perfect charity and love. So this is the importance of feeling the love of God within you, is what's going to let you see the world anew. Filled with innocence and hope and blessed with perfect charity and love. A world in which forgiveness shines on everything and peace offers its gentle light to everyone. And it's inconceivable to those who see a world of hatred rising from attack, poised to avenge, to murder and destroy. So you have this choice of feeling the love of God and seeing the world that it offers, or feeling fear, the opposite of love, and see the world that it offers, which is a world of murder and attack, poised to offend or avenge, destroy. And anyway, obviously we know which one we really want, and we are starting to realize that it's with our thoughts that we want to work, with our feelings that we want to work. And that on that inner plane is where we can change the outer world. So that's why I just can't emphasize enough the importance of spending at least 5 minutes morning and night quietly, an open mind. Forget everything that you believe. Remember how we talked about forget it all. Just let God come to you. He knows the way to you. You may not know the way to him, but he knows the way to you. And he loves you, and he'll blaze a trail, a path directly to you to take you to his home, to that place of joy and peace. In the world of hatred, which is equally unseen and inconceivable to those who feel God's love in them, yet is the world of hatred equally unseen and inconceivable to those who feel the love of God in them, feel God's love in them. Their world reflects the quietness and peace that shines in them, the gentleness and innocence they see surrounding them, the joy with which they look out from the endless wells of joy within. What they have felt in them, they look upon and see its sure reflection everywhere. Right? So first you see it inside, and then you see its sure reflection everywhere. What would you see? The choice is given you. But learn and do not let your mind forget this law of seeing. Okay, you get the choice, but don't forget this law of seeing. You will look upon that which you feel within. That which you feel within is what you're going to look upon without. So it's imperative that we feel the love of God. Feel his joy, his refreshing, rejoicing. Always feel that. And when you don't, it's time to stop and be still. Sit down and say, God, you better blaze your trail to me. I need some help here. I've got my mind all mixed up right now because I'm not peaceful. I'm not happy. Let's see. If you feel the love of God within you, you look out upon a world of mercy and of love. And then he says, simply do this. Be still and lay aside all thoughts of what you are and what God is. All concepts you have learned about the world, all images you hold about yourself. Empty your mind of everything it thinks is either true or false, or good or bad, of every thought it judges worthy, and all the ideas of which it is ashamed. Hold on to nothing. Do not bring with you one thought the past has taught, nor one belief you ever learned before from anything. Forget this world, forget this course, and come with wholly empty hands unto your God. Just forget it all and say, God, I don't know. I'm confused. I'm messed up. I don't know. Well, actually, you don't even have to say that. Just come with an open mind and say, I need you to blaze your trail to me, Father. Is it not He who knows the way to you? You need not know the way to Him. Your part is simply to allow all obstacles that you have interposed between the Son and God the Father to be quietly removed forever. God will do His part in joyful and immediate response. You just do your part. Have an open mind. Be still and quiet. Let Him come to you. God will do His part in joyful and immediate response. Ask and receive. Ask and receive. And with this choice we rest. And in our quiet hearts and open minds, His love will blaze its pathway of itself. Now that should make you feel quite happy. Let's end with the prayer that he closed with yesterday. I feel the love of God within me now prayer. Father, we do not know the way to you, but we have called and you have answered us. We will not interfere. Salvation's ways are not our own, for they belong to you, and it is unto you we look for them. Our hands are open to receive your gifts. We have no thoughts we think apart from you, and cherish no beliefs of what we are or who created us. Yours is the way that we would find and follow. And we ask but that your will, which is our own as well, be done in us and in the world, that it becomes a part of heaven now. Amen. So what a nice prayer of asking God's will to be done on earth as it is in heaven, to bring heaven to the earth now. All right, now let's go to lesson 190. I choose the joy of God instead of pain. But before we do, I want to show you this little plant. It took me 3 or 4 days to identify it. It was much whiter when I first picked them. They're on. I've got a lot of them on my property, and I never really knew what they were. They're called narrow leaf mountain mint. Narrow leaf. Some people call it slender leaf or slender mountain mint. There's probably a number of names for it, but its scientific name is Pycnanthemum tenuifolium, or tenuifolium. So, like I said, I may not be pronouncing it correctly, but that's pretty close. And look what it says. I found this on a couple different websites. One from wildflower.com. It says bees and butterflies and other pollinators love the flowers. So they're getting that nectar out of there and eating it and pollinating in the process. So bees and butterflies. It says that it said on that website that you could rub the leaves on your skin and it'll repel mosquitoes. So you want to know? Well, I should have known about this one for a long time. Anyway, never too late to learn, huh? And then from the website altnature.com says that And I'm just going to read what it said here. I thought it was very impressive. The tea is used as an herbal medicine for the treatment of menstrual disorders, indigestion, mouth sores, gum disease, colic, coughs, colds, chills, and fevers. A strong decoction is said to be helpful if poured over festering wounds. And then the crushed mountain mint flowers are placed on toothaches and almost instantly kills pain. Wow, now there's something I would have liked to have known. So there's a new plant that I'll start learning to use. The wild mountain mint. It's what's called the narrow leaf mountain mint. All right, lesson 190. I choose the joy of God instead of pain. Pain is a wrong perspective. When it is experienced in any form, it is proof of self-deception. That's quite a statement. Pain is wrong perspective. I got bit by a copperhead here a few years ago, and I had a huge amount of pain. When I finally fell asleep, I had a medicine man come to me in my delirium and in my sleep, and he said, "Hey, you're thinking about that all wrong. That ankle bite and that pain coming up in you, it's not pain at all. It's medicine come to serve you, to help you. Receive it." And when I woke up, the pain was gone. I told that to one of my caregivers. It was my past wife. I said, "Hey, it's the pain's gone." So she took her hand and poked on it. I screamed. I said, "Well, it's not completely gone." Anyway, it was amazing how it was once I changed my perspective that it wasn't a toxin coming into the body. It was a medicine divinely orchestrated by God for some need that I had that I didn't even know of. Later on, I find out that there's a whole lot of things that they're starting to experiment with, snake venoms, copperheads in particular, that can actually cause certain biological processes in us to, if I remember right, it was something that ridded a person of or minimized, I shouldn't say for sure, but if I do remember reading it, I'll see if I can find it. But it was talking about how that it had some beneficial effects. And of course, a lot of us have heard about bee stings, how they can be a help for arthritis. So, instead of looking at these things, so just keep in mind, pain is a wrong perspective. When it is experienced in any form, it is a proof of self-deception. It is not a fact at all. There is no form it takes which will not disappear if seen aright. For pain proclaims God cruel. How could it be real in any form? It witnesses to God the Father's hatred of his Son, the sinfulness he sees in him, and his insane desire for revenge and death. Can such projections be attested to? Can they be anything but wholly false? 2. Pain is but witness to the Son's mistake in what he thinks he is. It is a dream of fierce retaliation from a crime that could not be committed, for attack on what is wholly unassailable. It is a nightmare of abandonment by an eternal love which could not leave the Son, whom it created out of love. 3. Pain is a sign illusions reign in place of truth. It demonstrates God is denied, confused with fear, perceived as mad, and seen as traitor to himself. If God is real, there is no pain. Now that's a pretty strong statement, isn't it? If God is real, there is no pain. If pain is real, there is no God. Let's keep that one in mind. Let's take that one with us. Let's be able to share that with our friends who want to say, well, how come if God's so loving, he created a world of pain? You can say, well, understand A Course in Miracles. And it says, if God is real, there is no pain. And if pain is real, there is no God. For vengeance is not part of love. And fear, denying love and using pain to prove that God is dead, has shown that death is victor over life. The body is the Son of God, corruptible in death as mortal as the Father he has slain. In the first paragraph of sentence of number 4, after saying all that, he says, peace to such foolishness. The body is the Son of God, corruptible in death, as mortal as the Father he has slain. Peace to such foolishness. That's another thing we can start saying to ourselves often. When things come up that are clearly in denial of the truth and the love of God, peace to such foolishness. The time has come to laugh at such insane ideas. There is no need to think of them as savage crimes or secret sins with weighty consequences. Who but a madman could conceive of them as cause of anything? Their witness, pain, is mad as they, and no more to be feared than the insane illusions which it shields and tries to demonstrate must still be true. 5. It is your thoughts alone that cause you pain. It is your thoughts alone which cause you pain, that cause you pain. Nothing external to your mind can hurt or injure you in any way. There is no cause beyond yourself that can reach down and bring oppression. No one but yourself affects you. No one but yourself affects you. Wow, we are incredibly, powerful. God created us where we can create a world where pain is real. But we can also look again and say, well, we don't want to choose that world. Even though God gave us the freedom to do so, why would we want to do that? Wouldn't we rather choose the joy of God instead of pain? No one but yourself affects you. There is nothing in the world which has the power to make you ill or sad or weak or frail. But it is you who have the power to dominate all things you see by merely recognizing what you are. As you perceive the harmlessness in them, they will accept your holy will as theirs. And what was seen as fearful now becomes a source of innocence and holiness. That's what we want, isn't it? 6. My holy brothers and sisters, think of this a while. The world you see does nothing. It has no effects at all. It merely represents your thoughts. And it will change entirely as you elect to change your mind and choose the joy of God as what you really want. What? The world will change entirely, and it will change entirely as you elect to change your mind and choose the joy of God as what you really want. Yourself is radiant in this holy joy, unchanged, unchanging, and unchangeable, forever and forever. And would you deny a little corner of your mind its own inheritance and keep it as a hospital for pain, a sickly place where living things must come at last to die? 7. The world may seem to cause you pain, and yet the world, as causeless, has no power to cause. Remember, where's the cause? Our own thoughts. As an effect, it cannot make effects. Okay, the world is an effect. It's the effect of our thinking. As I've told you before, it says in the course, it's a pictorial representation of your thoughts. So if you don't like the world you see, don't change the world. Change your thoughts about the world. That's why it's so important that we spend these quiet times to let God blaze his trail to us and to clean us of every thought that's not in harmony with the kingdom of heaven. As an illusion, it is what you will. As an effect, it cannot make effects. Talking about the world. As an illusion, it is what you will. Your idle wishes represent its pains. Your strange desires bring it evil dreams. Your thoughts of death envelop it in fear, while in your kind forgiveness does it live. We want to practice lots of kind forgiveness to make the world come alive again. Let heaven come to earth. 8. Pain is the thought of evil taking form and working havoc in your holy mind. Pain is the thought of evil taking form and working havoc in your holy mind. Pain is the ransom you have gladly paid not to be free. In pain is God denied the Son he loves. In pain does fear appear to triumph over love, and time replace eternity and heaven. And the world becomes a cruel and bitter place where sorrow rules and little joys give way before the onslaught of the savage pain that waits to end all joy in misery. 9. Lay down your arms and come without defense into the quiet place where heaven's peace holds all things still at last. We've heard this often. He keeps reminding us, lay down your defenses and come to the holy place, the quiet place where heaven's peace holds all things still at last. Lay down all thoughts of danger and of fear. Let no attack enter with you. Lay down the cruel sword of judgment that you hold against your throat, and put aside the withering assaults with which you seek to hide your holiness. Here will you understand there is no pain. Here does the joy of God belong to you. Next to last paragraph, 10. This is the day when it is given you to realize the lesson which contains all of salvation's power. It is this. Remember this. Pain is illusion. Joy, reality. Pain is illusion. Joy, reality. We ought to be jumping up and down that we have this understanding. Thank you, Jesus, for sharing this with us. This is the day when it is given you to realize the lesson which contains all of salvation's power. It is this. Pain is illusion. Joy, reality. Pain is illusion. Joy, reality. Pain is but sleep. Joy is awakening. Pain is deception. Joy alone is truth. And the last paragraph. And so again we make the only choice that ever can be made. We choose between illusion and the truth, or pain and joy, or hell and heaven. Let our gratitude unto our teacher fill our hearts as we are free to choose our joy instead of pain, our holiness in place of sin, the peace of God instead of conflict, and the light of heaven for the darkness of the world. I choose the joy of God instead of pain. Until tomorrow, practice well on I choose the joy of God instead of pain.